Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be making an April journal spread, so let's get into the video. For my April spread, I decided to pick a theme like I have done in my last two or three spreads. I chose the theme of Riot Grrrl, or it's like female grunge movement from the early 90s, because I really like the aesthetic of the entire thing. It's very collage, kind of putting things over and slightly messy. It's anti-patriotic, so it's quite cool. Also, it gave me a lot of freedom and creativity because I could use different fonts, just add different things and just stick on so much stuff. I really like how it turned out, and I really did enjoy this. The last few videos I have done this journal spread video, I have had a poem to read out, and in my last video I found out that the poem didn't work, and I was having some sort of problems with my editing app, so I haven't re-uploaded that. You can't hear the poem, and it's quite a short video anyway, it doesn't really matter for this. I will be re-uploading that poem in a different video. I just feel like this particular spread doesn't really go with the poem I was trying to read out. So I really didn't get that out. And I haven't really written any poems that would go with this. Well, I mean, I sort of have, but I didn't feel like sharing that particular poem, and I couldn't find any other poems which quite matched what I wanted for this. Because if I had read a poem, the poem that I would have wanted to read out would have been something along the lines of like anti-patriarchal, or something about the 90s Riot Grrrl movement, or something that would slightly go with this theme, but I didn't really have that written, and so I'm not really sure what to write for that, so I've just left it. Right now I am making the calendar. So what I did for the calendar is that I added a teeny bit of colour to it, because I was going to leave it black and white, and I was like, oh, that'll probably look better, but I then decided that I wanted to do this one lettering that needed colour, so I wasn't really sure what to do for that, so I just ended up adding some colour to quite a few of the different letters, so it didn't look weird, like there wasn't just one letter that didn't have any colour. There was a couple, there was a couple that did have colour and a couple that didn't have any colour. I can't really remember the exact fonts I just looked up, but I do remember looking up a couple of band sort of writing, like Sex Pistols, on their Nevermind the Bollocks album, and using some writing from Babes in Toyland and stuff, but I just tried to get a mixture of a lot of different writing, because that's kind of part of the entire theme and style of this particular spread. So you can see the mess that is my planning book. I do use this for the book to the right, but left. I can't speak, it's fine. I use this to write down what I need, so I don't have to keep checking back what I did for other spreads. So I then did my to-do list, which is very heavily inspired by whole little hearts from the whole band logo thing. I thought it looked really cool, but that was my personal opinion, and it probably doesn't, but I liked it, so it's fine. I then also had a to remember section, which I really wanted to be very layered. I also really needed to cover up that little stain from last time I was doing this. I had put wax on the March writing, and that had ended up spilling and making a mess. So, just warning, if you like the little blue heart thing, I didn't keep it. It ended up looking really weird, and I couldn't really fit it in. Here's like a montage of just me trying to fit everything into the same space and sort of playing around with it, and then I just ended up doing it off camera. So now I need to do the April writing section, because when I got this booklet, it was mainly for writing. I very rarely actually use the April writing or like the month's writing section. I generally just use the to remember and to-do lists, because they're the ones that are the most useful to me. So I think what I need to do next month is to give myself more space for to-do and to remember lists, and use less space for the little writing section. I decided to do it here so I could look directly to what I did for last month, though it's a very different style. It's just a similar idea. Again, I love playing around with this font. It was actually really fun. It's sort of my favourite thing, because for the other spreads I always try and pick one font and have to do all the letters in that font, and it has to look at least similar enough that it works, but because of this particular style I could just choose a different font for every letter, or you do two the same and then do every other letter different. It was really fun. I did do most of like the actual taping and gluing down like separately, like off camera, and this was just because it took so long for me to glue everything down and like try and find the exact placement for everything. I was very picky about it, and the funny thing is I barely used it this month because I've not been in school, so I just kind of post-it notes and just stuck it on my wall so I could actually remember things. So I haven't really used my booklet that much, which is great, seeing as I spent hours on this. Have a happy Easter when it comes, and I will see you in my next video, probably with that poem. Goodbye!